Romney keeps pandering to his base. Will it be his undoing or his salvation? We're joined tonight by CNN contributor David Frum, chief political analyst Gloria Borger, who did the definitive documentary on Mitt Romney, Republican strategist Alex Castellanos, who worked for Mitt Romney's last presidential campaign, and presidential historian Douglas Brinkley. And I appreciate all of you taking the time. Gloria, you're on our independent political strike team. Is this a fatal move for Romney, or when you look at some of these polls, do you say this could actually help him with his base? A base that, by the way, until he got picked on, seemed to be very unmotivated in support of Mitt Romney.
Right. It's not a fatal move for Romney. I think what this does on the downside for them, and really on the downside, is that it plays into the whole White House narrative about Mitt Romney, that he's somebody who's out of touch. He doesn't understand people like me. He doesn't care about the middle class. You know, when you call 47% of voters people who consider themselves victims, that's not a good thing to do. It also plays into the narrative that he doesn't believe anything. Will he say the same thing privately or allegedly privately to a group of fundraisers that he would out in public? But, you know, nothing is a fatal blow these days in politics, hardly anything. And as you point out, these polls can gyrate. The president has come down from his post-convention bounce. And so, you know, we got a bunch of time left to go.
We do. I mean, when you look at it that way. And, Doug, how can Mitt Romney recover from whatever blow he's taken? And certainly, you know, among those in the middle, as you could see by Scott Brown and Linda McMahon, those people fighting for independence seem to be the one distancing themselves from him. So how can he recover with that group, if at all?
Well, you know, Mitt Romney's got the debates coming up, and the expectations are low and maybe even lower out of these last few weeks with these mistakes he's making. But if he can hold his own with the president or win in the debates, a lot of this will be forgotten. But he's made a fatal blunder here. First off, not recognizing that everything's taped, the idea that they're being to be held in secret. And I think it's that cloak of secrecy. This is being called by the media secret tape, and his taxes are secret. And it leads to the point that we're getting near Election Day, and people really aren't sure who Mitt Romney is, and he's spending his time not courting independence, but trying to reassure his base. So he's a man in trouble right now.
And Alex, let me ask you about this question. What Doug's saying is a man who's trying to court his base. So obviously he didn't expect this 47% comment at the fundraiser to come out. But now that it has, and we don't have any polls to show how this is going to affect him, will it help him with his base? And does he need that help?
No. I think I kind of disagree with Douglas on this. The base is hugely motivated, and it's motivated by Barack Obama, who has scared the pants off of Republican voters and, frankly, independent voters. Look, even Barack Obama is not running on Barack Obama's agenda. He's running on Bill Clinton's agenda. Barack Obama is not running on what he's going to do the next 4 years. He's running on what Bill Clinton would do the next 4 years. So right now, Mitt Romney doesn't need to motivate his base. They are motivated to change it. But what Mitt Romney has not done is say how he would lead. That's what's next. Right. That's what has to happen in these debates.
Okay, but when you say that about the base, let me just put this poll up. David Frum, have you jump in on this. So you can look at the National Gallup poll if you're Mitt Romney and say, look, Obama's lost his bounce from the convention, and now we're back to within a point of each other. But then I give you Virginia, the Washington Post poll. 52% now for Barack Obama, 44% for Mitt Romney. And that's not the only swing state where we've started to see the president pull ahead. That's got to be pretty terrifying, because the national numbers don't matter. It's Virginia and the swing states that do, right, David?
Look, the tragedy of the situation is here is a man who's a competent, capable manager who's been good at everything, a successful governor, the author of the first universal health care coverage provision in the nation, a person who's demonstrated through his charity and his personal life that he's a good and generous heart. And he has been pushed, and he has been pushed by an angry base into sounding not like the person he is, but into sounding like some class warrior in reverse. That statement he made to that fundraiser, that was something that expressed not just his personal idiosyncratic view. What he's saying there, that's the daily talk of talk radio and the Washington think tanks and the Wall Street Journal editorial page. All the people who hated him, all the people who tried to stop him from being the nominee. And at this moment, he's got the job. He's got the nomination. And he needs to talk to America. He needs to talk for America.
Right,
but David.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, but you know, here's the shocking breaking news that Mitt Romney actually said there. He's going after swing voters. that was what he was saying. He wasn't going after his base. He was saying, look, I'm going to concentrate on swing voters. Now, did he say it wrong? Yes, he absolutely did. He shouldn't have said it that way. He shouldn't have said, I'm not going to, 47% of the people are never going to vote for me if I talk to them about conservative principles and self-reliance. You have to be president of 100% of the people. He should have said like what most Republicans say, which is, my job is to lift everybody up and make more people successful and taxpayers, especially those in need. And you're right, David, that's what he's done in real life.
This is a dopey idea.
I've seen him there.
This dopey idea that the people who earn too little to pay income taxes are moochers. 60% of the 47% pay payroll taxes. 15.3%.
And they all pay sales taxes.
Wait. That wasn't what this was about, guys. That wasn't what this was about. You're misinterpreting the whole thing.
That's a higher rate than Mitt Romney pays. 60% of the 47% pay more in tax than Mitt Romney pays.
So you're supporting higher capital gains taxes. Good for you, David, but that has nothing to do with this.
If not paying income tax means that you don't take responsibility for your life, Mitt Romney doesn't pay tax. Why did he feel the need to say that?
Because I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, David. Because above all else, Mitt Romney looks at politics like a businessman looks at business. He says, what do I need to do to close the deal? So I'm before a bunch of fundraisers, and I'm saying this because they're going to take out their checkbooks and they're going to write their checks. When you're running for the governor of Massachusetts, you have to be a little bit more moderate. When you're running for the presidency, you're going to go be more conservative. And what do I need to do to close the deal? Because the deal he wants to close is to win. So he sounded like a businessman and, by the way, a political analyst saying, okay, I need these independent voters. These are the people I'm going to go after. They may, my tax message may have more resonance with them. The bottom line here is, though, that people then don't know who you are or what you believe.
Right,
so
the
at
whole
some
issue
point,
of principles.
At some point, maybe in the debates, he's going to, or before the debates, he's going to have to lay out his vision.
And let me just, because all of you have raised this point about you have to be president for everyone. And see, this is where the president came back with a real punch. I mean, if you're going to say, but Mitt Romney went on Fox, here's the president. He chose Letterman, but this is not a funny line. Here's what he had to say about Mitt Romney, Doug.
I don't know what he was referring to, but I can tell you this. When I won in 2008, 47% of the American people voted for John McCain. They didn't vote for me. And what I said on election night was, even though you didn't vote for me, I hear your voices, and I'm going to work as hard as I can to be your president. And one of the things I've learned as president is you represent the entire country.
Doug, as a presidential historian, I'll give you the final word. Can Mitt Romney still win this?
Well, I think Barack Obama's correct, and I think Mitt Romney's problem. The clip you played, Erin, at the beginning, he was very defensive. On a Monday, beginning a news cycle of the week, you don't want to be in a defensive crouch. He was in last week in one, and you're starting to see him have zero offense and constantly trying to defend Mitt Romneyisms. And the Romney campaign is starting to get in disarray over it. They can't control the candidate. When David Brooks in the New York Times slams Mitt Romney, begging for the guy he knows that's so good at business and politics to step forward, people aren't seeing that person. Barack Obama's a lot more popular than Mitt Romney. So it's not a good day, and it doesn't look like it's a good week for Mitt Romney.
All right, well, we shall see. And everyone, please take to Twitter, and let us know what you think.